We are live. What's up, guys? Deezus here today, this evening. It could be a sad day, or it could be a very glorious day. It's up to me to decide, but nonetheless, today is a significant day, as it is the last day before the huge update, which includes the introduction of the Centurion. The Centurion plays a very special place in the character of Deezus himself. So I thought, I've been mentioning it in other videos and streams, but I thought today I would give everybody who has graced me by watching the video a little history lesson and some information about me into leading into the Centurion gameplay that will eventually happen. So as all of you guys know, I go by Deezus or HDeezus for YouTube and Twitch, and I thought I would share how that name came to be. Cutting it right out the gate, no, it's not a Kanye West fan thing, and no, it's not a play on words from Jesus. It goes back to middle school with me, where I took late middle school, where I took Latin as the foreign language. Over here, you had to take a foreign language to be able to progress to high school, and so you had a choice between Spanish, French, Italian, I think, and Latin. I thought Latin was like a combination of Spanish and Brazilian, something sexy. So I wanted to take it. When I enrolled in the class, I was informed during Latin 1 that Latin, as far as comparing it to the other languages able to be learned, that Latin was one of the most difficult languages. And so my sense of pride kicked in, and it was immediate. Like, okay, fine. I'm taking Latin to the ends of the earth. And so it was great. So Latin 1 was very difficult. It was a difficult start for me. And every student in the class was assigned a Roman name. My name was Cicero, or Kikero, as my teacher preferred to say it as. And it was great. I liked that name. It was cool. But eventually, we were given the choice to name ourselves a Roman names once we learned how to add gender to our words. Quick Latin lesson, which can apply to other languages that use similar, I guess, words. Us, you add a us at the end of nouns. It's masculine. An a at the end of it, is feminine, and is neuter. It's a neutral name. Very important. So, my name, I'll officially introduce myself. My name is D'Angelo. So, this is middle school. This is a bunch of kids. So, I went by a lot of nicknames ranging from D with 2 E's, Big D, all that stuff. And eventually with school, it turned into D's nuts, all of that. So when I went into Latin class and I had the opportunity to name myself, give myself a Roman name, I wanted to be original and not use someone else's name, but create my own. So I was like, all right, I go by D, and US makes it a man, a guy name, a boy name. So it was D-us, Deezus, and I was like, screw it. D's, us. Boom. Latin. Okay. Through I've taken Latin the entirety of my high school career-ish. I went into Latin into the third year of AP. So I was very fascinated by Roman culture. My favorite thing about the Roman culture was the gladiatorial fights. I was enthralled by the gladiators. And for those who have who share a similar passion of mine, or at the very least enjoy the show, Spartacus, that is where I've adopted the title Champion of Capua, as that's one of my favorite shows. Gladiator being a movie that I like, the series Rome on HBO. That was something we actually watched in class. Like, no one did it better than us when it came to videotapes, unless you were a huge fan of documentaries. But when it came down to it, my favorite archetype next to the gladiator was an elite Roman soldier, but it wasn't any soldier. It was the centurion. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't the centurion. It was the Praetorian Guard. Huge shield, huge spear, but an elite Roman soldier nonetheless. So I'm hugely into gladiators, elite Roman soldiers, and even the knights. That's why I like the knight class. So when I saw the centurion, I knew about the potential leak of the next season character, which supposedly is the gladiator and the I forgot the name, but pretty much the Vikings beast keeper or something like that. And so I was torn pretty much between, do I really commit to the centurion, somebody who is just an elite soldier, or do I go straight for the core, be a true champion of Capua, and just hold out for the gladiator? This was before the official announcement of the centurion, where it was just screenshots, and then they showed us the executions, and then they showed us the gameplay of them, and it was great, because the centurion was a hybrid, in my opinion, between a gladiator and an elite Roman soldier. If you guys watch my duel footage, you guys know that I like to put on a show at the beginning of matches. I don't like to keep it too disrespectful, but I pretty much do the gladiatorial thing, and then after I defeat my opponent, I do the same thing, similar to the gladiatorial fights. It's just because of a passion of mine of that instance. So anyways, I promised you guys that I will let you guys know the history lesson of Deezus. And then I also did this to tie in to why I'm really excited for the Centurion. It's going to be a great time. I'm not sure if I'm going to add him to my roster, as in I'm going to level him up, because I'm very particular on who I level up, as I'll show real quick. You can see I'm a character loyalist, so the decision to do this is very serious to me. But I'm strongly leaning on, yes, the Centurion is definitely going to be on that roster, and I'm gonna enjoy playing him. At the very least, I'm gonna enjoy playing him. So what does that mean for the Lawbringer? Well, the Lawbringer is not going to be snuffed out per se, but I do want to document my progression and growth with the Centurion if I do plan on playing him. So as far as streaming goes, you will see a significant drop of Lawbringer footage, but I will still be playing him off stream. I'll be playing him when I do Shoot in the Breeze with the Bringer Leaves, and I'll most likely be playing him when I do my weekly Shall We Begin event, just to have character mix-ups. But I still love the Lawbringer. In fact, if the speculation is true about the Gladiator, how he's going to be pretty much the equivalent to the, I want to say, the Rotarius. The Rotarius is a gladiator with a trident and a net. I hear they're going to give him a shield instead. Those guys are typically not armored, and they're agile based. And if that's the case, then it's pretty much the choice between a heavily armored long-range guy and a long-range guy without armor. I would probably lean towards the Lawbringer in that regard, as when it comes to a gladiator, the Centurion fights like one. So I think I'm going to be set there. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I just wanted to snippet this bit, in its own compact category of my excitement for the Centurion and the history of Deezus. So I hope you guys enjoyed that bit of knowledge. Anyways, moving on.